Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to Ticking All the Boxes, where it's Randwick Guineas Day out at Warwick Farm. Nice bunch of 3-year-olds doing battle there. It's been a semi-eventful week this week in racing.
Semi-eventful now?
Yeah, I've just sort of decided to take it back a peg there on take 2 of this great show after
I'd love to tell you what was in take 1, but I can't.
Clint, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
John West.
We're going to run the same jokes second day.
Well, mate, that's a goodie. Like, fair dinkum. Where'd you get that from?
I bought this in Melbourne about 5 or 6 years ago, and I used to wear it with a black tie and support Samantha Miss. Anyway, that's my story. I'm going to stick to it.
Unreal.
We've had a bit of talk this week about the show last
Chris Lee's
week.
colours orange? Weren't they orange? Not salmon?
Oh, they're not salmon. We're going to split hairs over that, are we?
Oh, well.
Guy spends...
Make your arm hairs look orangey.
Yeah, they
look rangerish.
I probably need to get a set of cuffs on these.
Ranger-like, mate.
A bit ranger, am I?
Well, just next to that. Anyway.
Oh, blood no.
You're obviously not. What's doing?
We've had a bit of mail in about ticking all the boxes last week as well.
Oh yeah, we get it every week.
It's been nicer. Thank you to our 3 or 4 fans out there.
Yeah. Well,
it was nice of you.
I got Mum to use 4 different emails this week. So at least it made us feel good this week. Anyway, who cares? What's doing? Is there anything doing?
Well, apart from the footy, there's obviously massive drama in the footy.
Yeah, a few dramas there.
A few dramas.
I've got massive issues there. I'm a Saints supporter. It's going to be a very long year.
Well, mate, I'm an Eagles supporter. It could be even worse for us. So. And speaking of gear, we had Future Music Festival out there at Randwick last Saturday. Yeah,
as it does annually, it makes everyone happy in the racing industry. The only people that like Future Music are the accountants at the ATC. It just helps their bottom line a little bit, but outside of that, poor old Miss Stella Bell. Miss Hallowell Bell.
Yep. God, careful there.
She got smashed. The jockey the track work rider, he was concussed and all sorts of things. And poor old clocker, it's doing his head in. He can't clock horses because they disappear for half their work every morning. So trainers don't know what's going on when they go behind the marquees. But Randwick's a racetrack. Why would they be worried about horses? So... It's an entertainment precinct, isn't it? That's most important. It's an entertainment precinct.
It's the most interesting thing is that it's right at carnival time.
Oh yeah. You know, we've got to fall in line with Melbourne because they've got Moomba, see, so it's got to happen now. Anyway,
all right.
We're not going to change it, mate. We've been trying to for 3 years.
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years.
I wonder what price could we have got on all Too Hard and Piero missing both the Randwick and Australian Guineas?
Oh. Not very much now.
Has it got anything to do with it being moved out to Warwick Farm? Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Mate, if he was mine, I think I said it to you early doors. The only thing I wouldn't have done, I wouldn't have run him first up in the Hobartville. I'd have run him in the Royal Sovereign and then gone straight to the Canterbury Guineas and George Ryder. It's going to do more for his value as a stallion than winning the Randwick Guineas and thumping up the 3-year-olds again.
Yep. Although he hasn't won a Group 1 as a 3-year-old yet.
Well, he hasn't, but what, do you think those would beat him?
No, I don't. I think he'd win the Randwick Guineas, and that's why I'm surprised he's not going.
I think it's great. I think it's great that he's going to take on more Joyous. It's going to create. That's going to be a great race next week, and then hopefully All Too Hard will join the party in the George Ryder. And it's just building up to be a great carnival. So coming weeks are going to be unreal.
All right.
They're all there still, and they're all in one piece at the moment. So fingers crossed it stays that way.
Yeah. Golden Slipper's shaping up pretty good too. Overreach looks like she's fine, and
does she? I don't know.
Tommy's been booked for her.
Slipper bores me, mate. There's so many much better races than the Slipper. The George Ryder is just a cracking race on that day, and it just gets lost because you've got the Slipper and the Boom W and all this, and it's every year it's a cracking race. It's probably second best weight for age race in the country. They're talking about. Kay throws out, let's make the all age worth $3 million. Well, what happens, You can't be doing that for 1 year. And next year it's likely to be an average race. Like last year, Queen Elizabeth was a good race. This year, who knows? The George Ryder every year is a good race. Every year.
I think that's the area that they need to work on anyway, isn't it? That sort of 1,400 mile is if they're going to...
I think the 2 races that stand out in Sydney that need a good prize money boost and probably need to be moved well, this race doesn't need to be moved, but it's the Randwick Guineas and the George Ryder. If I had my way, but this is another story, I won't hold up too long, but if I had my way, the George Ryder would be moved forward, the Doncaster would be moved forward, the Racewell Guineas would be moved back, and the Derby would be moved back.
Yep.
If the George Ryder stood in that middle, we could make it a great race day. Anyway.
There you go.
But there's greater minds than me who are lining those sorts of things up.
We'll see, there might be some changes in the coming weeks. But anyway.
No, yeah.
All right, Saturday at Warwick Farm, we start with the Randwick City Stakes. It's a race that's turned up or thrown up a few Sydney Cup winners. We've also got
Tipping it won't this year.
2011 Sydney Cup winner in Standard Gain.
Has he won a race since? Doubt it.
I don't think he has. What do you got for us price-wise?
Luxbet today, mate.
Luxbet?
Yeah, we're going to Luxbet today.
Courtesy of Luxbet?
Courtesy of Luxbet today. Permit's $4.40. Stand again, he's $41. Gazaguru 21. Capers $4.40. Martin favourite $3.40. 21 French Gift. Now I see 7. $4.40 Tremec.
Do you want to lead off?
Yeah, I think it'll be a steadily run race, small field. The only speed I can really find in the race are the bottom two. I'm with Tremec. I thought he was okay the other day. That awards season tunes form line, I think, will stack up in this race. On the 7-day backup, he was in trouble turning for home Tremec, and then he started to get going again late, and he closed sharply late. Award season was probably ready for the paddock. They probably stole one there.
Yeah.
But it's just upside to this horse on a 7-day backup. The Zabeel, I think he'll run well again. I prefer to be on him at $4.40 than Martin at $3.40.
Yep.
You know, I think, as I said, I think that's stronger than the Now I See Sindarin form. Like Sindarin got lapped down in the Canberra Cup. Well, she got, I think 5 or 6 beat at home, and I think that Canberra Cup was a plain race. So, yeah, it's Tremec for me.
There's not much to say, is there?
Not a race that excites me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought it was certainly at risk of being run at a slow pace. That was at the Parramatta City Cup, where most of these went round last start. That was a very slowly run race, and I think Capers returned the best figures, but it's probably fair to say his horse's best form's over a bit shorter than this, and it was no wonder that he sort of ran home the best in that race. It was a sit and sprint. Look, I think Martin can win again, but I wouldn't want to be charging into that price about him. And also, I think Permit will improve a bit on a drier surface, and like you, I had Tremec in there. And Gazaguru is probably over the odds. He just had no luck last start. You pretty much put the pen through that, and if you go off his run before that, he's actually in with a chance in this type of race. But I really couldn't nail one down.
Obviously, you threw about 6 starts.
Yeah, look, I've got Martin on top, but I just...
All right, so Martin's on top.
Yeah, Martin's on top. Terrible price.
All right.
Race 2 is the Highland Race Colours Skyline Stakes over 1,200 metres for the 2-year-olds. Looking to book a berth in the Golden Slipper, possibly.
Yeah, it's a good chance. Regimental Pride, $21. Furza, $4.60. All the Talk, $6. Good Job Bro, $3.60. Dothraki, $5.50. Octane Florence Citations, $15. And down the bottom, Mohican, $7.
Yeah, good race. Furza gets the blinkers on. And we'll probably sharpen him up a bit compared to how he went first up last preparation. I'm just a bit concerned that he still doesn't have that tactical speed, and he was a big sort of horse in that first prep, and I reckon a couple of these might have caught up to him a bit, so I'm happy to risk him at this stage. I thought Good Job Bro went awesome last start, and his run before that behind Guelph, admittedly she went to Melbourne, ran well, and then ran pretty average in the Blue Diamond. I thought his effort to beat Coming Influence was good. Coming Influence is a good filly. She beat the third horse pretty convincingly. I think he's one of the better bets of the day.
Concede his horse to beat. I wouldn't give up on Furza. I think he's a nice horse, and that that Twilight Royale form stacks up pretty well. She's gone on and won everything he's thrown her in down in Melbourne. Whether or not the Melbourne 2-year-olds are much chops, another thing, but it's winning form. So I think you've got to respect him. I'm expecting an improved performance here again from Dothraki. He was only plain first up or on debut at Wyong, but Wyong can do that. First triple A for the horse, young horse. He trialled really well leading into it. They then took him to Canterbury, beat Aussie Love Sport, which the Waterhouse stable at the time had a bit of a rap on. Quite liked his trial. He wasn't asked to do much, wasn't knocked around, but quite liked his trial. At $5.50, it would not surprise me from a good draw. He proves very hard to beat here. As I said to you, I agree with what you said. Good job, bro. And I've got to give Citations one more chance at the odds because it was just too bad to be true first up. So I'm putting that down to the heavy track. His trial before that, leading into it, was, as I said before, was unreal. So I've got to stick there at $15. But the alarm bells will ring. Okay. I hate them when they run on heavy tracks like that and run plain. It's very rare they turn it round. But he owes me something, so I've got to stick.
I forgot to chuck as well. Thump, just keep an eye on it. It'll improve on drier track when it gets it. So, what else is it?
No, well, it's in the Phillies race, mate.
Where am I?
You're a couple of thumps
My
in the
form's
Phillies
got
race.
mixed up. I thought it had to.
Yeah.
My apologies about that. I was just looking at it. Look at this. Anyway.